Hey guys, it's me, David again. Look, I am so excited today. Okay, first off, for a couple reasons. First off, because today I have another beautiful, fantastic day to do recording and to expand my YouTube channel. Now, if you've seen my YouTube channel up to this point, you're thinking, okay, here is a YouTube channel about a completely in-depth. Is it in-depth? Inept. A completely inept person who is making a YouTube channel about trying to make a YouTube channel. Because so far I've had a couple complications with it. Yeah. Anyway, you've seen those videos, so you know what I'm talking about. And at this point, I actually get into a little more of the meat and potatoes of what this channel is really supposed to be all about. The other thing that I'm really excited about is that a game that I have recently been beta testing by Bethesda Softworks company. And already, you know probably what game it is. For those of you that don't, they've just recently removed the non-disclosure agreement that is attached that you must agree to in order to beta test their game. And what this means is that now, today, you can go look on YouTube and you're going to find a whole bunch of videos of people who were recording themselves playing this game. So if you were not one of the beta testers, if you did not get in on that, then very simply, now is your chance to take a look at the game. And you don't even have to install it and have a beastie graphics card and all of that. And you get to experience the game basically from other players' perspectives. So that's always fun. So today, I would like to talk about non-disclosure agreements. Okay? And what are they useful for? When are they useful? And we're going to go into that a little bit. So that's my subject for today, non-disclosure agreements. Mostly as it relates to software. Now, the way Bethesda Softworks did this is they threw out some advertisements that they were doing a closed beta test, okay? And then what you had to do was you had to go and sign up for the thing, put in your email address, and they would send you a code. And then you go to BethesdaSoftware.net, which is their website, and you redeem the code. Before you redeem the code, like, you can download their installer and launcher and launch it, and a couple of their games come up. They got a couple toolkits, like they got a toolkit for Fallout where you can kind of like design things, you know, I guess like design your own outfits and make mods and stuff like that. It's some kind of toolkit. Anyway, so you run the launcher and you see these couple of games that Bethesda Software supports for free, that a couple of toolkits that are, you know, free add-ons, and that's all you see. And you go to the website and then you redeem your code, and all of a sudden this new game called Quake Champions pops up and you're able to download it. And then it takes maybe an hour or a few hours, depending on how slow your internet connection is. Although I'm going to tell you, if it takes you a few hours to download this game, you probably don't even want to play it because you're just going to be lagged out the whole time. You're not even going to get in on a server. So if your internet connection is such that it takes 4 hours to download Quake Champions, don't even try to play it on that internet connection. just go ahead and uninstall it unless you have a way to get to a better internet connection. I'm going to tell you that right now. Okay, that's just how it is. If the only thing you're using is a public Wi-Fi, you might want to give it up. Don't even think about it. I mean, there are some public Wi-Fis that are out there that are actually really solid that would do this. And when I make that comment, what comes immediately to my mind is my former community college, where I went to college at. Now, they had a fantastic wireless network. So, but that's a different story, you know. Yeah, typically you're not going to find that at McDonald's. You won't find that at a lot of hotels. So, anyway, as you signed up for the Quake Champions thing, they gave you a non-disclosure agreement, and then when you load it up, you download the game, you load it up, it flashes across the screen, you know, non-disclosure agreement. This is not to be, you know, you don't take images of this, you don't take screenshots, no photographs, you don't tell anybody about the game design or anything like that. And then, as they got a little bit farther through the testing, there were some stages. So they sent out a couple of emails to those of us who were beta testing. And, you know, they said, well, now here's this is what's different. Now that's what is different. Now the other thing is what's different. And by the third stage, basically, they had a big label that came up across the screen and it said, there's no longer a non-disclosure agreement. You are now free to stream your playing. And I thought, yes, this is going to be fantastic. I'm going to be able to add some images and some video of this onto my YouTube channel, because at least if you could see my beta testing a really solid game like Quake Champions from Bethesda Softworks, which isn't even out yet, let me tell you. You know, it's only in the beta right now, but it's an awesome game. Go get it as soon as it hits the shelf. Go get it. Pre-order right now. Go ahead and pre-order. It's just awesome. If you are a fan of Halo, if you're a fan of Doom, get Quake Champions now. Just order it right now. It's not even available. But do it. Drive to Bethesda. Camp out at their front door and tell them you want the first copy. It's awesome. It's that awesome. It really is. Anyway, so last night I'm playing Quake Champions, obviously. You can tell from the discussion where that's going. And I'm using my Windows, Xbox, little app do-jigger that comes up and does the screenshots of your game for you and takes the photos. And the only thing I was able to do was to get one single screenshot. And that's it. Because my computer kept crashing. My video card took a dump on me. So that's how that went. So unfortunately today I do not have any videos of Quake Champions, although I hope to get that up for you soon. But I do have a fantastic topic, and that is non-disclosure agreements. And then I've already talked for about 9 minutes about the fact that this topic has come up because of Bethesda Softworks' new game. And I really want to get to the point of what it is that a non-disclosure agreement does. Now, first off, it prevents players like me who maybe have a YouTube channel or some sort of social media outlet that could potentially reach a lot of people from, you know, video recording a bunch of images when their product is at a state of testing and therefore not really reliable, and it's not a true representation of the product that is going to be put out on the store shelf for retail. And so in that way, they're basically keeping you, the consumer, from being unfairly prejudiced against their product before it even comes out. See, because basically as a beta tester, I could take video of this game before it's in a state that even resembles what it's going to be when it's on the retail shelf. And then when you see these videos and you see these glitches and these bugs, and this is the whole thing that they're testing it for, is they're testing it so they can get these glitches and bugs and do their fine tuning, right? So they don't want the general public to see the faults of the game while it's in its infancy, while it's in its developmental stage. And then, see, if I posted that, that would already ruin their title before it even gets released. Well, maybe not if I release it, because I've got, 64, 65 subscribers right now. And I really doubt those 65 people are going to break the bank for Bethesda.net. I'm just saying. I doubt it. But if you had somebody a little more popular, who had thousands and thousands and thousands of subscribers, and this thing happened, then it really could cause a problem. And that's all I'm really getting at with this, is that this just prevents unfair representation of a project or of a product before it is ready to be released. So on that end, a non-disclosure agreement is really a great thing, okay? And then the fact that Bethesda, Softworks company, gets their product to a certain level, a certain point, a place where now it actually fairly represents the product they hope to put on the market. And then the non-disclosure agreement comes away, and now people can post their videos of it. And what this does is it begins to build hype. But the other thing the non-disclosure agreement did was it allowed me to have this urgency. As soon as the non-disclosure agreement is lifted, I suddenly have this urgency that I want to take screenshots, I want to make videos, and I want to post them online everywhere and just show people this great product that I've been involved with in the testing level of, and I just see how fantastic it is. I've seen how fantastic it is for the past couple of weeks now, and all of a sudden I have this huge urgency to spread the message, and hence we have a whole YouTube video now dedicated to non-disclosure agreements, and it's really more about Quake Champions. So at least it's about how non-disclosure agreements relates to the Quake Champions project at this point. Now, there's a few other things that non-disclosure agreements do. This is a little bit out of the realm of software engineering, but sometimes in legal matters, someone may agree to an out-of-court settlement, and a non-disclosure agreement is attached to that the person agrees not to talk about what the settlement was about. Sometimes this is a bad thing. This is where a non-disclosure agreement is really more about selling out. Suppose someone did something really horrible to you, and they just happened to have enough money that they were able to say, let me give you $5 million, and then we just don't talk about this to anybody. Well, at that point, you kind of have a moral decision to make. You can be broke and go on YouTube and tell everybody what a total, I'm not even going to say the word. I need to learn how to beep, like beep out words. Anyway, we'll make a future video out of that. My learning how to properly cuss on the internet. There we go. Anyway, I just think that form of non-disclosure agreement is a form of selling out. In a way it is. Now, I gotta tell you, if something horrible happened to me and somebody said, here, I'll give you $5, yeah, probably $5. Definitely $5 million to keep my mouth shut about what actually happened. Honestly, I would probably do it. So I don't have a whole lot of right to say anything negative to those who do it. It's just the fact that it is very clearly a form of selling out. And that is kind of some of the dark side of a non-disclosure agreement. But a non-disclosure agreement has a lot of good and practical uses, even in other parts of software engineering. One thing that happens is you might have so many developers on a team that are working on a project. And so you might work through some programming solutions, figure out what is the best solution for solving this problem that you run into, or developing this piece of code, the best way to make the solution in this code, okay? And the people working on your team are all working together on this with you, and you find what you're after, and you do your coding, and your project is coming along. Well, now if the people on your team that are working on this project, if they are all subject to a non-disclosure agreement, that's a really fantastic thing for a few reasons. One, let's say you had a developer, and maybe he's a contributing part of your team, and he does really good, but you build in so much code, and there's so much source code that he sees, and then he leaves your team, your company, and goes to work for somebody else. And now, because of the non-disclosure agreement, he cannot legally tell them anything about your project. If it wasn't for the NDA, then he'd be able to go over there and be like, oh, hurry up, I know this much of the source code, here's kind of the general direction of what they're doing, let's make something that'll compete. And then all of a sudden, just because you had one employee, you go to a different company, and in his different company, he wants to really make a strong impression. He could do a lot of damage. There's some possibilities that could come out to be a benefit to you still, because you could have a competing title come out, and then there could be some hype between and some branding. It depends on how your public relations and marketing team really handle that situation. And nonetheless, there's a lot of damages that could come about from that. And that's the whole point that I'm trying to get to. Now, the other thing that can happen is you could have, remember your team working on a project you're doing, and they are really just not a contributing part of your team at all. In fact, this could be somebody who had created this fantastic resume, and you bring them in because they're supposed to know all of this and all of that, and they've got this experience and that experience, and you get them in, and they're just not a team player. They get an idea that that they want a solution to be this way. The rest of the team decides for whatever reason it should be that way. And the one person just goes ahead and does it their way anyway because they're a person that have to have their way. You got to get rid of this person. The other thing could be that they just, for whatever reason, they're not conducive to your project. So you get rid of them. Well, because of a non-disclosure agreement, they legally cannot go out on their own and create a product just like yours. I mean, well, obviously there's copyright infringement and things like that. But my point is that they're not going to be able to go out and discuss what you're working on. They're not going to be able to go out and say, post to social media, oh, this was the worst team I've ever worked for. They're working on XYZ project and it's just horrible, because again, this is a point where before your product is even to a point that it's ready for production level, it's already receiving negative feedback. And that just ruins software before it even gets onto the store shelf. So that's a horrible thing. So, all in all, I think non-disclosure agreements have a lot of powerful, meaningful uses in the software industry. I think that non-disclosure agreements have some negative implications, and I think Quake Champions is freaking awesome, and I'm so glad that the non-disclosure agreement has been lifted so that I could share that with you. Thank you for watching my video. Please be sure to like and subscribe. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like this video, just go ahead and give it the thumbs up. We're going to say thumbs up means I liked it. Thumbs up means Thumbs up means it's horrible. In the event that you're going to make an active point of never watching this channel again, give me the thumbs down. That's when we want it. If I upset you or offend you or somehow just turn you off of my YouTube channel completely, either because I'm not very proficient at it yet or for whatever reason, go ahead and give me the thumbs down at that point. And that'll at least give me a heads up that I need to rework what I'm going on. And we're going to consider that peer review. But in any other case, go ahead and give it the thumbs up. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next. Hey guys, real quick, I want to jump in at the end of this video and just encourage you once again to like and subscribe. Subscribe to my channel, like this video, like the other videos that you watch. It's very important. These are the couple of steps that you can do as a YouTube viewer that will really help me out as a YouTuber. All right? Thank you very much. Have a great day.